It's the morning weather briefing. This is for Tuesday, the 2nd of July. I'm James Spann. Alabama's weather will stay hot. Hey, this is summertime. It's July. We'll be in the 90s through the weekend. Mostly dry today. Then we bring back the chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms statewide for the latter half of the weekend over the weekend. And, of course, the tropics. That is the topic. Everybody asking questions about different places, so we'll go through all of that this morning. This is the upper air look across the country. And, of course, we have ridging here across the Deep South, the core of the ridge a little west of the state, but the main mid-latitude westerlies are to the north. Classic summertime July weather. That's the radar composite early this morning to start the day. We have nothing in progress across the state, but hey, it feels good if you're in North Alabama, or especially northwest Alabama. We've got some low 60s for a little hint of fall in the air. Look at Jasper, 61. Coleman, 63. You can almost hear footballs flying. But most spots are in the 70s. In fact, Mobile at 80. Then again, we'll be in the 90s today. The dew points will be a little higher over the western and southwestern counties, and we've got that heat advisory. That's where the heat index might hit 105. But again, everybody will be in the 90s today. To the west, we have excessive heat warnings for parts of Louisiana, Texas, Oklahoma. Got a chance of severe storms over the midsection today, including an enhanced risk over parts of northern Missouri, southern Iowa, and northeastern Kansas. Tomorrow, a chance of severe storms north of Alabama from the Great Plains to the eastern Great Lakes. And on day 3, which is Thursday, got a risk of severe storms again north of Alabama from the plains over to around Chesapeake Bay. Here's a look at rain for the next 7 days. And again, we'll see the return of the random scattered showers and thunderstorms beginning tomorrow. And average amounts, 1/2 to 1 inch. Some of you could see more. Some of you could see less because of the random scattered nature of the storms. But hey, let's spend some time on the tropics. So we have obviously Beryl. That's the headline in the Caribbean, but we have that little trailing tropical wave, and it's really having a hard time because of all this dry, dusty air from the African continent. The Hurricane Center giving this a 20% chance of developing over the next 2 days and a 30% chance of developing over the next 7 days. And this has come way down from the original high risk of development they had a few days ago. And this is the ATCF set, and this is Invest 96L. And again, this is the one trailing Beryl. If anything develops, it will likely take a path near, maybe just north of Beryl. And again, that's a big if. Some of the models don't develop this thing at all because of the dry air. And if anything should develop, it might try and come up through the Yucatan Channel, maybe reaching the Gulf in a week or so, but that remains to be seen. But goodness, Beryl just won't go away. It won't weaken. Look at the infrared loop this morning. The symmetrical eye has simply not changed overnight. And based on reconnaissance data, the Hurricane Center is now up the sustained winds, not decrease them, but up them to 165 miles per hour. That is a powerhouse Category 5 hurricane. Goodness gracious. You don't want to be anywhere near this thing, but the beauty of it from above, it's simply stunning. And again, the sun's going to be up on this thing. In fact, it's coming up on it now. But again, that's the IR look. So let's look at the latest track from the Hurricane Center. And again, there's not been a lot of change. The next problem, it's Jamaica. This thing will be very close to Jamaica, most likely as a Category 3 hurricane tomorrow. And a hurricane warning is in effect for the entire island. And then landfall comes on the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico late Thursday night, early Friday morning. And, of course, that means the system will traverse land for a while. Then it emerges into the southwestern Gulf of Mexico Friday night as a tropical storm. And the latest position has the tropical storm south of Brownsville, Texas, southeast of Brownsville, Texas, late Saturday night. And, of course, the two questions, number one, will this thing re-intensify? And number two, where does it go from there? So let's go through some of the modeling. First off, the ATCF set. And again, the consensus is building that there will be a weakness in the ridge north of the system, which will allow for a northward component of motion, which will be putting Texas and Louisiana in play. Now, remember, this will not be, most likely, one of these monsters like it is now. This will be a much weaker system. Might be just mainly a rainmaker, which would be a good thing. But there's a chance it could re-strengthen. But again, the ATCF set kind of wants to suggest maybe Texas is the target. This is the GFS, pretty similar. Many of the members bring it up toward the Texas Gulf Coast. This is the European. It's got more members to its ensemble. Now, you got some of the members that drive it into Central America and over in the Pacific. But a majority of the members, again, want to favor that north-northwest turn, which would bring the system toward Texas or Louisiana in a week or so. And again, most likely in a weakened state, maybe just a tropical storm, maybe a hurricane. And this is the super ensemble. This kind of puts the whole thing together, showing you the possibilities all the way from Central America to Louisiana. But again, we're relatively confident that the core impact of this thing will be west of the Central Gulf Coast, west of the Alabama Gulf Coast. Now, it could bring a high rip current danger to the Central Gulf Coast, but in terms of the weather, most likely that would be west of here. This is the intensity guidance for Beryl. And again, you can see slow weakening. It just doesn't want to weaken over the past 24 hours, but again, based on westerly shear and dry air around the system, slow weakening is likely, and by the time it reaches the Yucatan, it should be a Category 1. Should be. We'll see how that whole thing plays out. So again, just a fascinating early season storm to watch. But goodness gracious, we are so thankful that at the moment it's over open water, the Caribbean. And again, the next landmass in the way of this thing is Jamaica tomorrow. And obviously, folks on the island there need to rush their preparedness to completion as quickly as possible. Let's go through the modeling here. We'll take a look at how the upper air pattern unfolds. This is the GFS model fans. The 06E run valid today at 4. And again, we've got the ridge in place here, troughing over the northern plain states. Again, for us, we'll be in the 90s today. The better chance of any scattered showers this afternoon like yesterday, far south Alabama. This is the high-resolution HER, valid this evening at 6 o'clock. And there's just not much out there. Had a whopper of a storm at Panama City yesterday. In fact, I'll show you that here in a second. So tomorrow, the dew points begin to creep up statewide. Highs in the 90s, and we'll see a few pop-up storms around tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. 4th of July, same thing. We'll be in the 90s, partly sunny, hot, humid, scattered, mostly afternoon and evening showers and storms. And if you like the numbers game, chance of any one spot getting wet, 30 to 40%. And that's going to be the case for a while. This is Friday. This is Saturday. And this is Sunday. And again, we'll have partly sunny, hot days, scattered storms around, highs low to mid-90s. Pretty muggy. And the GFS brings a weak Beryl into South Texas. Let's keep going here. This is Monday. Tropical moisture over east and southeastern Texas, the remnants of Beryl around here, the same thing. And this is a week from today. This is Tuesday, July 9th, and again, you can see that weakness in the trough with kind of splitting the ridge to the east and west, and that weakness should help to pull whatever is left of Beryl up into maybe Texas, maybe Louisiana, but the ridge will likely keep that west of the Alabama Gulf Coast, west of the Florida Panhandle. And down below that, again, just old steamy, hot, muggy weather with scattered showers and storms. Let's go out 10 days. This is Thursday of next week, July the 11th, at 594 Ridge rebuilding. And it's just summertime. Hot, muggy, scattered showers and storms. Here's a look at rain for Birmingham. This is coming off the European ensemble, and the mean is the green line here, and that's good. It's up there in the 2 to 3 inch range, and you want to see that good summer rain. Keep the soil moisture deep. Highs low to mid-90s. Lows in the 70s all the way through Friday, July 12th. That's coming off the NBM, National Blend of Models. And the latest 8 to 14-day guidance, this is for July 9th through July 15th. Temperatures here a little above average. Yeah, there's that storm at Panama City Beach yesterday. That was pretty impressive. Got to love a good shelf cloud. These things are on the leading edge of strong storms. Nothing to do with the wall cloud, nothing to do with the tornado. Those folks on the beach might want to consider going inside here, but that prompted a severe thunderstorm warning. But after the storm passed, it was a beautiful sunset along the Gulf Coast there last night. And quickly, this is some video from the hurricane hunters. This was one of the NOAA research aircrafts in Beryl. That's the eye. That's stunning to me. That's the eye of a Category 4 or 5 hurricane. Is seen from a hurricane hunter aircraft 10,000 feet off the ground. And that is a bad, nasty, bumpy flight. It's rough. I've not been on one, but I know a lot of people that are in those things. And, as rough as that thing is, I would like to do that maybe one day just to see that sight. But again, that's pretty amazing. And they are basically American heroes. Without these men and women that fly these missions, we wouldn't know the strength of these hurricanes in a situation like this. They get in there, they drop the dropsons down into the thing, multiple dropsons, and we get all the data. So again, if you're just joining us here, we're live at 5:26 this morning. There's a look at Beryl. This thing is an absolute monster, a beast. The top winds 165 miles per hour, and the symmetry remains amazing. And again, in theory, this thing should weaken today and over the next few days, slowly. It's going to take a while for this thing to spin down. There'll be some westerly shear and also some dry air around the system. And Jamaica is next in line here. This would be tomorrow. And Jamaica under hurricane warning. And then a weaker Beryl comes into the Yucatan late Thursday night, early Friday morning. And then we'll have a tropical storm in the southwestern Gulf over the weekend. And what does it do? And because of a weakness in the ridge, there's certainly a chance we could see a northward component of motion developing, which would put the coasts of either Texas or Louisiana in play. Much weaker system. And again, if this thing is just a rainmaker, that'll be a good thing. But certainly there could be some strengthening involved, but it's way too early to know that. But it's simply something to watch for now. All right, headed to Double Springs today. Got a program at the library. Love coming to Winston County. We'll be there this morning at 10 o'clock, and then tomorrow it's a program at Children's of Alabama. It's Weather Wednesday, first Wednesday of the month for the patients and their families, and then after that it'll be the 4th of July holiday weekend, so no book signing this weekend. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.